Have you ever noticed that the moment your children finally fall asleep, your body feels exhausted, but your mind suddenly becomes even busier? You are thinking about tomorrow's lunch, the school form you forgot to sign, the doctor's appointment next week, the laundry, the groceries, and whether you have remembered everything. If that sounds familiar, today's lesson is for you. By the end of this video, you will understand why your brain behaves this way and one simple thing you can do to help it slow down. Here is the short answer. Your brain isn't broken. It isn't overthinking for no reason. It is doing exactly what it believes it needs to do to protect the people you love. Once you understand that, you will stop blaming yourself and start working with your brain instead of against it. Motherhood changes what your brain pays attention to. Before children, your brain mainly kept track of your own responsibilities. After children, the list grows dramatically. Now your brain is tracking meals, sleep, appointments, medicine, school, birthdays, clothes that no longer fit, groceries, childcare, and 100 tiny details that keep family life running. Most of this work happens silently. No one sees it. But your brain is constantly asking itself, what am I forgetting? That's why your mind keeps returning to unfinished tasks, especially when everything finally becomes quiet. It is not because quiet creates the problem, it's because quiet finally gives your brain space to notice everything it's still holding. Think of your brain like a computer. If you have only a few programs open, everything runs smoothly. But if dozens of programs stays open all day, the computer becomes slower and works much harder. Your brain works in a similar way. Every unfinished responsibility becomes an open loop. Your brain keeps those open loops active because it believes remembering them protects your family. In psychology, there is a well known tendency for unfinished tasks to stay active in our minds more than the completed ones. Motherhood often multiplies those unfinished tasks, so your mind naturally has more to keep track of. The important thing to remember is this: your brain isn't choosing to stay busy, it is trying to stop you from forgetting something important. The goal isn't to stop thinking. The goal is to stop asking your brain to remember everything. There is a very different problem. Many mothers try to quiet their thoughts. What actually helps is reducing what their brain believe it has to carry. Tonight, before you go to bed, take just 2 minutes. Write down every unfinished task that's still in your mind. Appointments, shopping, phone calls, ideas, worries. Don't organize them. Don't solve them. Don't judge them. Simply move them from your brain onto paper. What you are really telling your brain is, you don't have to hold this anymore. I have stored it somewhere safe. One mistake many mothers make is waiting until bedtime to think about everything. That's often the first quiet moment of the day. So your brain unloads all the reminders at once. Instead of trying to force yourself not to think, give your brain a place to empty those thoughts before you try to sleep. Will your mind suddenly become silent? Probably not. You still have responsibilities. But many mothers notice that their thoughts become less repetitive and less urgent. The mental noise starts to soften because your brain no longer believes it's a only place those responsibilities exist. Your brain isn't trying to make your life difficult. It is trying to protect what matters most. Spend 2 minutes doing a brain dump before bed tonight. Pay attention to whether your mind feels a little less crowded after everything is written down. Your brain was designed to think, solve problems, and make decisions. It was never designed to become your family's storage room. The more you help your brain carry less, the more clearly it can do what it was actually designed to do. If this lesson helped you understand yourself a little better, there are many more lessons waiting for you inside Motherhood Sanctuary.